Hello everyone! This is the live chat with Ryan Jenkins, the Welsh national coach. Hello everyone! Hello Kieran. Hello. Ryan, it's joined as Table Tennis Wales again. If you wouldn't mind switching accounts. Ah, there you go. Nice to see so many people joining. Hello Kieran. Hello!
I
You're
mean,
correct. I got a bit confused there.
I
So,
know. I saw
hello.
that.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Yeah, so we can see a few people have joined. So, as we've shared already, it's Ryan Jenkins. He's the Welsh national coach. If you'd like to just do a bit of an introduction just before the questions start flowing through, that'll be great, just in case some of our new players don't know who you are, but a lot do know who you are.
Yeah, obviously I met a lot of people when I came down to Aldershot. When was that actually? Was it March?
That was February, yeah,
Oh,
so it was great to have you on board.
yeah, that was a great day. And yeah, so I'm Ryan Jenkins, currently director of coaches, Table Tennis Wales. Formerly a player, so I was 12 times Welsh champion. Played in a variety of countries. I played in Sweden, Denmark, Belgium, played British League. Where else did I play? Switzerland. So yeah, I've been around a lot. I played something like 12 World Championships. Never played the Olympics, but I played 4 Commonwealth Games.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic. How was
yeah,
that?
yeah, brilliant. Obviously, it's a great stage to play at.
Yeah.
It is a sort of stepping stone to an Olympic Games, but um, yeah, Commonwealth is fantastic playing for Wales, obviously, and being around all the other sports in the village and the opening ceremonies and winning medals. So yeah, it was lovely to play there. Actually, played Manchester 2002, and then Melbourne 2006, Delhi 2010, and then Glasgow 2014. So that's a bit of a snapshot of what I've done in the game, but obviously plenty more. Been on the world tour and yeah, played a lot of tournaments over the years.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a great introduction. I've had a few messages from Kieran. He's saying, nice to see you again. Obviously,
Yeah,
he and a lot of our other players got the chance to have a hit, and you put them, give them a tough task there, but they really enjoyed it, the
yeah,
challenge.
great day, wasn't it? The enthusiasm of that day was great. Because I set off early, came down, but as soon as I walked in the hall, the buzz there and the feeling was great. And Alison obviously has
Yeah,
been coming a few times as well, and she brings a good dynamic to the team and the hall.
she, she certainly does, and you definitely added a lot to that, doing your multi-ball session. Even I managed to get a hit, so I felt very lucky.
Yeah,
Might need a new bat. But anyway, moving on. But yeah, how are you coping with lockdown? What have you been up to? As you can see, we can see you've been doing a few live chats, which is great. But yeah, just tell us more.
yeah. Obviously, it's a peculiar time for everyone, but as you sort of like in life, you adapt to the circumstances. As I mentioned, changing leagues, for instance, you adapt to the different teammates and the different scenarios, and there's no different now in this COVID time where you just adapt to the situation. Lots of online stuff. We done a session yesterday online, with 20 people involved with the Welsh squad, and a fitness session afterwards. So yeah, just a lot of online meetings with Table Tennis Wales staff. T Sport, my sponsors, asked me to do some videos, which I've done, and I've been getting actually more into it as the weeks have been going on. So what is it, like 8 or 9 weeks? On week one, I wasn't doing as much as I am now. Week 9, so it's definitely progressed over the 9 weeks. But I'm keeping very fit myself. I'm trying to do one workouts a day.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, not getting out, at all. But keeping in contact with everyone through the job with Wales, and then obviously myself and my other things going on as well. So yeah.
That's great. It's all about following the government guidelines, and we've seen or we've shared a few of your videos. You're doing top tips, with the serve. Have you got any tips you'd like to share today?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with those videos, I wanted them to be short and sweet because people are busy. They're flicking through the different channels of social media, and they got jobs and everything else and family. So I wanted them to be really to the point and short, so people would enjoy them. It doesn't go into depth, obviously, with something like the service is so complex about the risk and the contact point and the bounce over the net, etc., etc. But I came up with it just on the spot, really. The 3Ds: divert, disguise, and direction. And yeah, it was quite catchy, I think, and well received. Definitely, lots of good comments, and a lot of people like them.
Yeah. We had a lot of following on that, from what I gather, and I've just seen that it looks like John McFall with his son is online, so that's great to see.
Yeah.
Good old John McFall.
I hope he's keeping safe.
Yeah,
Has he got a question for us?
Yeah, come on, John, get your thinking caps on. Come on, everybody.
He's always got a lot to say, hasn't he? So I'm sure he'll whip through a few questions.
He's very quiet, is the Sergeant Major there.
How are you keeping, Anna? You keeping well?
Yeah, good, thank you. Just, obviously doing a bit of media, trying not to bombard everybody, but I think it's good to share what good people are doing like yourself and, Table Tennis England and Table Tennis Wales, just trying to keep the media going and obviously working from home in between all that, trying to keep fit as well. Did that 12-hour challenge. Yeah. So I'm having a good rest now, back into the fitness this week. But yeah, I'm very well, thank you. And it's nice to have you here today. Yeah. He's obviously still thinking.
I think one thing I was going to mention is about table tennis in these times. A lot of sports, I would imagine, I don't know 100%, a lot of sports find it more difficult than we do in table tennis. We only need a small space. Yes, we need a table and normally an opponent, but there's a lot of brothers and sisters play, or two brothers, or dad and child. But yeah, having a table, even a kitchen table, you can do certain things where I would imagine swimming obviously is difficult, gymnastics difficult. You can play football and rugby in the back garden, but it's not the same. Table tennis, I can't imagine being affected as much. Therefore, we've got to take this opportunity within, the boundaries of COVID, but take the opportunity and try and engage more people into table tennis.
Definitely, and I think the rise of table tennis table sales will probably have gone up, or like you say, people will be improvising. Or if you're on your own, you can use a multi-ball machine, is it? And then all the netting, so that's a really good feature. So, like you say, there's ways around it, and I think, you can keep practicing.
A lot of people are buying robots, and I know from people asking me and dealing with manufacturers like others, they're all sold out to tables and not so much bats and balls, but tables and nets and robots again sold out really quick.
Oh, we've got a question in. So Danny Lawrence has said, what's your opinion, Ryan, in the new style British League Premier versus the old style of 4 weekends in a neutral venue?
Yeah, hi Danny, hope you're safe. I haven't seen you for a number of years now. Always a great character in the hall, very vocal, very passionate. Yeah, make sure you get back to the table tennis hall very soon. But obviously I played in it for many years, and it was central venue couple of weekends, as you would know because you were there. Yeah, it went to home and away, which I think needs to happen for the long-term benefit of British table tennis. But it is tough. It costs a lot of money. It costs to travel and pay people for more weekends and these sort of things. I have been to a couple of matches as a spectator. I went to watch Ormsby against Archway in January, so I was up seeing Callum up in Peterborough. So yeah, it was good. There was people there watching, and like I said at the start, I've played in Belgium and Switzerland, and even Switzerland as a table tennis nation, not the same heritage as what Britain got in table tennis, but still they do the home and away where you're traveling around, going from Geneva to Zurich, for instance, or much further in some cases, and they've got people there watching. They've got money to pay players. So if they can do it, and Belgium and these countries, Denmark, we should be able to do it in Britain or England, with Wales, Scotland, and Ireland tagging along. But yeah, it needs to get there. But whether it's there now or not is obviously a debate for people to have.
Yeah. So have you been sort of thinking about action plans for getting back into the sport once all this is over, or Or you know, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yes, we have been, planning, but the thing is, things change all the time. So plans are ripped up, and you got to start again. We're all desperate to get back in the hall, coaches and players. It's hard not playing, seriously, or the group that motivate you, and been traveling so many tournaments recently, so missing flying around and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a tough time, but people got to keep there at the end of the day. And table tennis is table tennis, sport is sport, but life and family is more important. So
Yeah, totally agree with that.
yeah, so it's a tricky one, but we'll get there in the end. And obviously, yesterday is different in England than it is to Wales. So also, I see from the news that England's relaxed a little bit. Wales is still on lockdown for another 3 weeks, but yeah, we'll get there in the end. We'll be back. We'll be firing those forehands and backhands and everything.
Definitely, definitely. So Ash Davis has joined. Do you know him at all? Or
Yes, I do know Ash. Yeah, he don't play at the moment, unfortunately, but he's into his tech and stuff now. So Ash, he's a good man, Ash. I wonder if he's keeping fit and healthy. Hope he is.
Ash, do you have a question for Ryan or anything like that? Come on, Kieran, ask a question.
So tell me about the British Army. What's happening in lockdown? How are people getting about, and how are people doing their jobs?
Sorry about that, Ryan. I just seen a question just come through. It says Daniel is asking, what rubbers do you play with? So sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, no problem. I play with Tenergy 05 red on the forehand, Tenergy 05 FX on the backhand. So I do prefer the little bit softer rubber on my backhand. The backhand shot is a little bit more whippy for me. And I did try 05 Tenergy on the backhand, but the block wasn't quite there for so I changed it quickly to the FX. And yeah, I haven't tried Dignigs yet. Apparently it's better, or for some people it's better, but yeah, I've stayed on the 05 Tenergy FX on the back end for now. Could be, I'm 41 now, so I don't want to tinker too much. I'm happy with what I got, and my playing days are over anyway. So yeah.
Sometimes it's best to stick to what you know, and Ashley said cheers for that, so he's acknowledged your message there, and Kieran's laughing at me. What a surprise. Come on, Kieran, we're waiting for your question.
I think it is important sometimes to keep with what you know, because there's so many bats on the market, there's so many rubbers on the market. You can get caught up with everything, but I tried the current bat and rubbers I've got, and I've stuck with them, so it's served me pretty well. So yeah, sometimes you're better off just sticking with what you know.
Perfect. We just had a question. So Danny's put, would veterans champs a possibility, Ryan?
Yeah, I do get asked that question a fair bit, and I did play the Home Nations Vets Championships in Cardiff, which I won quite convincingly. I was still playing a decent level at the time. I really enjoyed playing it because it was in Cardiff. I wanted to support there and also obviously try what it's like in the veterans game. When I get a bit older and practice less, yeah, the competition will obviously be that little bit more tougher. But yeah, it was quite convincing on that weekend particularly. And then I played in December. Then I played again. A big world tour came to Cardiff, so I supported that again and played the world tour, and again won that one. So, but I'm a young vet, being just 40 at the time of winning those. So yeah, I'm a young vet. So European Championships, World Championships, yeah, I could play them. But the thing is, when you're coaching and playing, one weekend you're coaching, the next weekend you're playing, next weekend you're coaching, and so on, and it's just all consuming. So
yeah,
it's nice to have a couple of free weekends to spend with family, or just travel, and it's nice to do that as well.
Yeah, he's trying to get the balance of everything, isn't it? Which is key. Do you know AJH_SW? I'm not sure who they are.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Sorry, I know a lot of people, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do know.
Just in case. Oh, Tom Matthews has joined.
Oh, we had a Q&A with Tom, didn't we, last Wednesday, which went well, and
fantastic.
All the feedback was great for me. They said I was fantastic. They said Tom was quite average, but sorry, but yeah, no, they loved him. They loved it.
Fantastic. He's waved back. Any questions, Tom? Nice to see you join our chat.
So what's happening with table tennis at the moment then? So with the British Army, you had some games up and coming, didn't you? You had some...
Yeah, so we've got our round robin in October. At the moment, that's still going ahead. But obviously, if we have to follow government guidelines, we might have to change that. And we also have postponed the inter-services, so we're just waiting on the Royal Air Force teams, table tennis side from them, because they're organising it this year, to get back to us. Fingers crossed. It doesn't have to be cancelled, but if it does, then we have to respect the decision and support what the government are sort of suggesting. But I know a lot of our guys can't wait to play. Obviously, Brybar Table Tennis is our new sponsor. They've done brand new kit, you know, with, is it Go West Sports? Sort of linked with them, and you know, typically we get tracksuits, everything, and we're just going to have to wait a little while longer to use it. And we're going to look the part this year or next year. We're going to look the business. You know.
I got a funny story actually. Wasn't the British Army, but I think it was the Royal Air Force. I was in the US Open in 2004, so
okay.
a good while back, 16 years ago. And I was massive big conference center in Baltimore. It was the North American Championships. And so I was walking down from where we were playing, huge conference. It was 144 tables in the hall, so you can imagine how big the center was. So I was walking down the aisle. The next thing, I spotted a guy that I knew on table 84, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He's playing for the Air Force, Royal Air Force in that tournament. And I knew him because we used to play each other as Welsh under 15s, and we were in the same team. But all those years later, he was the guy I spotted right across the conference hall. But
oh wow!
I know it wasn't the British Army, like you said, but yeah, you mentioned playing these guys in tournaments, so that's when that story came back to me then.
Oh, fantastic! That's a good story to share. I've just seen Kieran. He's finally thought of a question. Well done, Kieran. You just put, hi Ryan, just wondering if there is an opportunity in Wales for the Army team to come and train for a few days, since our overseas training camp is cancelled for now due to COVID.
It would be a pleasure, yeah. We, of course, yeah, no problem. We'll sort that out. Come down, come and play. We practice with the Welsh squad, and then we'll sort out like a friendly match and things when that's possible. Yeah, definitely. Coaches.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of lunch afterwards, and yeah, we'll do that. No problem at all.
Oh, fantastic. It's great to have all this support. You know, the guys really enjoyed it when you came down. It was brilliant. Because they like to have a variety of coaches, because I think all coaches like Alice and yourself, is it Jason's, I can't say his surname. Yeah, so good. Sorry, I can't say it. But that's the one. But he's interested in getting involved, so the more the merrier, you know, because I think everyone's got something to offer.
Yeah, that's right. And, there's not a lot you can do sometimes in one day, but inspiration or motivation. And then when you get to know people a little bit more, obviously you can go in a little bit more in depth. But you're right, variety of coaches helps.
Definitely. So, is it Henny Bond Table Tennis? The table joint? Is that Germany table tennis club?
Yeah.
Happy days. Okay, so I think John McFall's group have just said, thanks Ryan, I'm moving on to Tenergy 05 and my research is as you have just explained, so that's great to know. My dad, John, then says it's down to practice, says Andy Dennison.
Yeah. I mean, me and Andy, and we talked about this when I came down in February. Andy, obviously a great player in his own right. When I started playing for the Welsh team, Andy would be playing for the Irish team. So we'd have a few battles. But yeah, what a tough customer. Great forehand, great service, left-hander, very tricky serves. So John knows Andy, obviously. And yeah, I know Andy very well. What a great guy.
Yeah, fantastic. Obviously, we're looking at doing an overseas training camp in Hungary, like the RAF do. They've really helped us out there with that idea. Also, the World Masters Games, which fingers crossed will go ahead next year in May. Do you guys, like the Welsh national team, sort of the older players, 30 plus, do they get involved with it at all, or how does that work?
Yeah, there's a big push at the moment with Welsh vets. Obviously, we've just secured the European Championship in 20. Well, it's meant to be 2021, but it's going to be pushed back now, I think, to 2022. But yeah, the vets game is ever increasing because so many people are obviously not just retiring from work and then playing table tennis, but enjoying what table tennis has to offer because it's a sport for everyone. Young can play old, male, female can play each other without any problems because no contact and these sort of things. And it's very much a skill-based sport. Therefore, it's a battle of wits on the table. So yeah, over 40s, over 50s, over 60s, it's just expanding and increasing all the time. So there's a big push government on health and well-being, and table tennis fits into a lot of
Yeah,
those categories.
yeah, that's a very good point. All ages can play it, because obviously we have a mixture of, guys that are just joining the army to good old vets, different ages and different abilities. So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I know from the World Championships, there's like 6,000 people play the World Vets Championships, and we're expecting some like 3 or 4,000 come to Cardiff when we host the European Championships. So yeah, so it's a major sort of competition now, or games these days. So everyone's enjoying it and getting involved.
yeah, it's fantastic because the one in New Zealand 4 years ago we had only three attend, and now we've got 15 on the list. So it's great that numbers are increasing, and yeah, so we're just trying to get more people involved in the sport,
Yeah.
which is important to do.
Yeah, that's right. It is. It's all our responsibility to grow the sport, whether it be at the elite level like we are, or at the grassroots level, or vets level, or whatever it is, because we all got a responsibility for that.
Yeah, so how did you get involved in the sport in the early days, and when did you start to play, and then how did it progress? Obviously.
Yeah, so I started when I was 7, just a local boys club, and I used to try table tennis and football and darts and pool and everything. And obviously primary school, the same. You'd be introduced to rugby, obviously in Wales, such a big sport. And yeah, just table tennis grabbed me. I was good at it. Whenever I tried to do new things, I could do them. Yeah, I listened to advice and inputted it in my game very easy, and it just, yeah, naturally just was able to do things, and I progressed quite quickly. I was still playing football and table until about 13, 14, and I had to make a choice then because it was just clashing too much on weekends because obviously both you have to be very active on weekends in both sports. And my father said to me, "Look, you're a good football player, but you're not going to make that top grade." And I knew that myself because there were so many good players around. But Cardiff City were looking at me at the time to come down and train with them. So, a lot of people are in that situation, but to reach the top level in football is just a different level altogether. So I went with table tennis, and it was a great choice because I was in the Welsh men's team when I was 15.
Now that's impressive.
Yeah, so from the ages of 12 to 15, I took it really serious, trained more than ever, started going to Cardiff. It's a 45-minute drive each way. Started 3 times a week, 4 times a week, then 5 times a week. I was getting up early in the morning to go running before school, and I really started taking it really serious. Went to China then for the World Championships in '95, and the year before '94, I played my first European Championships. So then it really took off, and then people ask how you sort of progress through the steps, and I don't know really. I can't explain it. For some reason, when I played the higher level player, it didn't phase me, and yeah, I beat them. I would expect it. A lot of people wouldn't because I was just still a young boy. And then I was Welsh champion at 17, and then I moved to Denmark to live for 2 years, and then to Germany to live, and so took off then and progressed.
Oh, fantastic. I've just seen a message from John again, the crew. He's put hosting the Euro Vets is fantastic. We'll look to come across to watch that and support. Daryl Strong,
Yeah.
top Irish vet, Masters player. So there we
Well,
go.
I see Daryl, cleaning up all these tournaments. He's in everything at the moment, which is great. I was friends with him on Facebook, and see all the good things he's doing. Played Daryl when I said I won that when I answered Danny's question that I won the British Home Nations. Played Daryl there, but I've known Daryl a long time. Great player, and he will enter that European Champs in Cardiff. But it's open to everyone. Anyone can enter. John, you could be there as well, mate. So you don't have to be selected. Anyone can enter the European Champs.
Happy days. Get entering, John. Oh, fantastic. So just trying to see if there's any more messages. There's not. Kieran's gone quiet again, I see.
Is that normal or not?
No, he's usually quite quiet, or he's making sure his hair's okay. Yeah. He's going to kill me for that comment. Oh, good fun. But yeah, no, it's with, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Army Sports Awards that happen at the end of each year around November time. Do you have an awards evening yourself with Table Tennis Wales, or as table tennis as a whole?
There's ones for World Table Tennis called the Star Awards. We used to have them in Wales for a number of years. They've just fallen off at the moment, but we're hoping to bring it back where we can sort of showcase, you know, a Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, Club of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, and all these sort of things. So it's in the pipeline, and discussions are being had, because it's obviously vital to say thank you to those people who give up so much time to make sure tournaments happen, that, you know, the rankings are updated, and you know, clubs are right, all this other stuff.
Oh, fantastic. Suzanne has joined. Do you know her at all, or?
I don't think so. I might do, but oh, yeah.
Well, welcome, Suzanne. Like I said, if you've missed this Instagram live, hopefully I've saved it okay. It'll be shared on all our media pages, so don't worry. You can catch up there. Fingers crossed, I know what I'm doing. First test. But, yeah, so the Army Sports Awards, I'm sure if you wish to come along, there's an invite there for you.
Yeah,
it's a really nice evening, you know, a lovely meal put on for us all, and just celebrate Army sport.
When are they?
I think the last one was around the 21st of November, or around the, you know, mid-November. It changes slightly each year.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic evening.
When do you think things are going to get back to normal and lockdown's going to be lifted, if you like, and things are, you know, going to be in a hall again?
Yeah, I just seen Kieran's message, bless him. He just said, "You're doing fine, Hannah." So he's forgiven me for his comment. That's nice to know. Who knows? You know, I think maybe I'm aiming off July, maybe July or August, I think. But you know, at some point we are going to have to gradually start going back. You know, because I think it's going to have a longer effect. But on the other hand, it's getting the balance, because you don't want to have another peak, do we? You know, because that'll just be, you know, we just don't need that. And fingers crossed it'll be sooner rather than later, because I think everyone's missing, and I think it makes you appreciate, you know, certainly as for me, you know, Army sport, you know, seeing people and just going for a restaurant for a meal, you know.
Yeah,
like that.
Well, I think, like, social distancing is one thing, and then social gathering will be you know, another obstacle, because people are going to be wary about being in the hall. So, like, imagine us going to the European Youth Championships where there's 40 odd nations there, all in the practice hall, and just in the corridors when you know, looking at the shirts and doing the toss and the back and the racket testing, and then obviously on the arena. And so yeah, it's going to be a not difficult, but it's going to be a challenge for people to be confident that they can, their circumstances, you know, and if they've been out and about and not abide into, you can only know about yourself, abide into lockdowns, but you're always going to be skeptical about others.
But that's the thing, you know, we use obviously the Aldershot Garrison Sports Centre. They've been very good to us, but obviously, you know, you've got swimmers, you've got squash players, you've got all a load of sports that are getting involved, you know, and we might even split it with volleyball on the other side. So yeah, it's, you know, do you have testing before you go into that gym? You know, how do they control it? You know, getting masks, you know, there's so many questions that I'm sure we'll be updated as by the Army Sports Control Board, who again support us really well and keep us informed. And, you know, obviously, even with just our normal jobs, you know, we've got to follow direction, and, you know, we're waiting for that as well. And, you know, I guess it's just waiting for the critical updates, and then hopefully we'll see more people start doing sports hopefully after this is all, and hopefully people try table tennis or other sports.
Yeah, I think what I've been hearing off the ITTF, there's a lot of chat going on, nothing confirmed, but when we come back, because there's obviously when you're playing a lot of, they play with multi-ball at the moment, so it's not just the one ball in a match. It's like tennis where the balls are being used, so you don't have to collect the ball. Are they going to be disinfected? Will we have to play with gloves? And all these sort of scenarios. Some are outrageous, some are sensible. But yeah, that's what's happening at the moment. So there's a lot of options on, and I'm not sure which ones ITTF are going to implement or not. But yeah, when I know, I'll obviously advise everyone else the situation.
Yeah, and we'll do the same. We'll pass on any guidance that we get. I've just seen G18, GMM. Do you know them at all? Do you recognise the account?
No, I don't. I can recognise the one below that, Josh Morgan.
No, you do or you don't? Sorry.
He's not a bad coach. He's quite good, actually. He's not bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
hello,
I do know Josh.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, fantastic.
One day, has he got a question for me? I want to know. Probably trying to pick me up as well. No, Josh.
Go on, Josh. I'll leave Kieran alone for a little while. Josh, do you have a question for Ryan? He's waiting. He's thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been quite good. We've had about 5, or we've had 6 online, I think, which isn't bad, and we can share this as well. So no, it's been great.
No problem at all. It's my pleasure to be answering questions and being involved.
Yeah,
Alison's on next week, is she?
Yeah, so hopefully next week she's free. If not, it'll be another time that suits her. But yeah, we're looking to do a Instagram live chat with her, and just get her feedback on how she's getting on, and it'll be interesting to see what her thoughts are.
Yeah, the thing with Alison, right? The thing with Alison, she always plays down how good she was, or how good
Really?
she probably still is. I know we have a little joke. We had a bit of a crack, didn't we, when I came down, and we had a little friendly match. But she was some player in her heyday, and she plays it down, and she, maybe that's her personality, but she was a blimmin' good player, really good player.
Yeah, from what I gathered. Say again, sorry.
Does she ever talk about it when she's down at the camps? And does she ever talk about
Not really. She's very quiet about it, but I guess that's her personality. But obviously, because I was new to the sport, so obviously when I got her on board and we sort of acquired her from the RAF, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it's the RAF are really supportive of it actually, and yeah, she's played it down. But Nicola, the chairman, she said, "Do you know who you've just found?" And obviously, when I did more research after, I realised how good she is and what to find for, British Army table tennis, and then obviously yourself, Jason Moore coming forward, which is fantastic because it just helps develop the strength in all levels. But the men's A team and B team and the ladies team. But we really want to beat the RAF in the team event because I think they keep winning it enough now. But we have had one success in 2016, which John just can't stop going on about. He was involved, and Kieran, and a few other ones. So we're not far off. I think last inter-services they lost 6-4. I think it was a critical match, and it went the RAF way, which is a bit unfair, but that's sport for you.
Yes, it is. I just see a couple of messages there saying for me to keep healthy and safe, and wishing me the best.
Nice.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Who's Laszlo Peter? Do you know him? No, I don't know him either. But no, I think we'll wrap it up there. I think we've had a few good questions. But yeah, thank you for your support, Ryan, to our sport, British Army table tennis, and keep in touch, and maybe in a couple of months' time we'll do another one.
No problem at all. Stay safe,
Yeah.
Anna. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Yeah. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.